Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vixen Purple's Crochet and More. I am your host, Cheryl. Hello from Colorado Springs, Colorado, where I reside. And at the time of this filming, it is September 14th of 2025. Had to stop and think there for a minute because I was writing 24 for some reason. It didn't make sense, but oh well. um, I have not done a whole lot. Just a couple of things. One of them is pretty much hot off the press. The other ones are just I've been working on them off and on for the whole week and stuff. And I did have one finished project that I just have to find some material to make some straps and kind of go from there. So, but anyhow, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about is that I almost didn't come on this today. With life circumstances and everything that's been going on in social media and what's been happening with people that happened recently with being basically murdered. There's no nice way to say it. The young girl that was on a train, then the person named Charlie Kirk who was on YouTube and everything else like that. It really kind of took effect on me. The sad part is when it comes to a young man who loses his life with children at home and young children at that, just broke my heart. I was at work when I found out about it, and the weird coincidence is that on the same day, within minutes apart from Mr. Kirk, a school here in Colorado had a shooting and people's lives were lost, and it was not fun. And then literally the next day, a school near me went on to lockdown, and I don't know if they closed because someone decided to bring guns to school. I don't know. I didn't go into the whole story, but that's been kind of some of the other things that's been going on, and I just haven't had any motivation to crochet. And a lot of it is because of the tragedies that has happened here recently has elevated my depression. And then every time I turn around, I can't even go on YouTube, or I cannot even go on Facebook and without seeing about Mr. Kirk. It breaks my heart. It really does. And I actually had to detach from social media for a few days and to make sure that my personal well-being is taken care of. And if you guys are by chance following those media things, and you're dealing with depression, I really, really hope you will detach, take a break from it and stuff. And I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me a very long time ago. My daughter was probably not even 5, I don't think. My son was not even 4, and this was on basically 9/11. I was at work, and where I worked at a hardware store, and it was called True Value Hardware at the time. And at the time, that store took phone bill payments when you actually had landlines. And I remember a lady come in and really start talking about how people were being found and how many people passed away with the 9/11 tragedy. Being young, being a mom, dealing with depression, I detached. I stopped watching the news. I stopped hearing what was going on, because honestly, when you're being a young mom and hearing that stuff, I was terrified to send my kids to preschool because I didn't know what was going to happen. I did send them. They came back fine, which is good. Thank the Lord for that. But still, it was just a lot of heartbreaks and stuff like that. But anyhow, this lady came in to pay her phone bill, and she started talking about the towers and what was going on. And I said, well, I can't watch it anymore. I can't do it because it's too devastating. That lady berated me up and down for a good 10 minutes because how could I not sit down and watch everything that was going on with the news and those towers and all that other stuff? And she accused me of all kinds of things. I don't remember exactly everything, but I remember that happening. And it wasn't necessary for her to do that to me, all because I said I'm not watching the news. And I said, and I turned around and I told her, I says, look, I deal with depression. I cannot sit there and watch this horrificness that's going on in our country and be glued to the TV and all this other stuff, and you're sitting there going, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. My son interrupted us for just a minute, and I do apologize. Anyhow, back to my story. It was kind of bad on her part when I told her that my depression was high and I couldn't do it, and it just made me question humanity at the time, especially with her. But long story short is that if you guys are glued to the TV, to the medias and stuff like that over these recent events, I encourage you to take time off for your own mental health reasons. Too much of it, it's not good. It's not good at all. But anyhow, that is my PDA announcement, or is it PDA? Public service? No, PS, whatever that word. Public service announcement. Thank you. PSA. There we go. Anyhow, I do apologize for my little commentary. So I encourage everybody to just take a break. So anyhow, needless to say, what I have done, let's start with this one. You guys remember that I went into Hobby Lobby to get some of this, is it this one? Yes. To get some of this, more of this, I love this yarn print. It's called Sunset. See, there's the yarn. There's the name, Sunset. Well, I didn't exactly elaborate what I was working on, and I'm still not finished, and I put this on to show if this is what I want as the closing latch. But anyhow, let me show you what I made. I made this cute little bag. It is not attached. This is the tag. I haven't decided if I'm going to take it off, but this is the button that I picked up from Hobby Lobby when they had a clearance, and I only had 2 of them. Let's see, I paid 74 cents for it at the time. I only got 2. I think that's all they had, and I thought this would be a good, and I was just holding it up to see if I like this. Now, this is just a little bag to kind of, I want to be able to throw my glasses, my phone, and maybe my wallet into it, you know, and just go someplace. Nothing elaborate of all the stuff that I wanted to take with me that I have normally in my purse. But anyhow, I did at this point, I started out with single crochets, and then I did 2 rounds of the half double crochets to do this little ridge, and then did and mirrored it up here, and then I went in a few times and then started going back and forth. Now I'm going to see about getting some faux leather or what kind of straps are those? They're not ribbon. They're almost like a canvas wrap, a strap, and attach that to this. And I think the faux leather would look better with this. But this is completed, and this is all that I have left of the second ball. And I haven't decided on whether I want to use the rest of this for, yeah, this, I held it double. I went from one end to the other end. This is all that I have left of this last ball that I bought. So I haven't decided if I was going to make a handle out of that. That's why it's still sitting there. I haven't figured out what I was going to do with it. But I'm still on debates with that. With myself, of course, you know. The other thing I had was and I forgot the band. I forgot what was left of the ball downstairs in my bag. But I had another, I love this yarn. I think it was print. And I'm not sure what the colorway is. I'll have to probably update you guys next week. But this is what I made for a hat and stuff. And I still have ends to tie in and stuff like that. So this is the hat, like the half double crochet linked together type thing. And then I did 2 rows of the double crochet crosses where they cross the stitch. And then finished it off with the to mirror the beginning part of it, and that's what I made with this one just to see how it looked and stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool. I like it. I'm not gonna be too upset with it. So the other thing I had was this. I love this yarn, and it is called Super Soft. This is a teal green. This was on clearance. Oh gosh, probably at least 3 years ago, I think. So I've had this one. I actually had 3 balls together. So this is it, and this is what it says on the label. Soft, super soft, and I will have to say, it is super soft. I really enjoyed working with it. It's called Teal Green is what the name of it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. Lighting is horrible. Maybe that. So anyhow, I had a ball about this big, and I took that ball and I'm attaching that ball with the other 2 that I have. And I'm going to try and make a matching scarf with this. And so far, I think it's okay, but I haven't decided on whether I want to continue it or not. But we'll see. But this is what the hat is, basically the same pattern design. This is a little bit more busier, but it's still pretty nice. And yes, I do have ends to weave in. So it turned out pretty good. And then the only other thing I have been working on, and I pretty much finished it today, was this little amigurumi. And then I have another one that's on the hook because I want to make another one. So, all right, guys, if you're scared of creepy crawlies, look the other way. Don't look. Or if you're not afraid of it, go ahead and look. But I just wanted to show you my spider. And I got to use my red eyes that I just got with this. And boy, I'll tell you what, I have rascal fluff all over. So anyhow, is there more on it? Yes, there is. See, that's a rascal fluff. That dog, I tell you. If it's not Holly, it's rascal. So anyhow, this is the one I made. This pattern is by a YouTuber here on YouTube, and I will put her I guess you link or name on the description box. It's called Willows and Wild, and she has this YouTube. This was about an hour to two. Oh my gosh, I don't edit, so bear with me, guys. An hour tutorial, And her design was with a flower on the back of it, and they're really super cute. I chose to go on more on the Halloweenish side, and that's what I made with this one. So I didn't do the flower part, but I did do her pattern, and it is super, super cute. It's all no-sew. These were all included on there, and more of Rascal Fluff all over on this. So anyhow, all no-sew. It was super cute. It was fairly easy, and this would probably make a really good, if you're into markets and stuff like that, this would probably make a good pattern for a market because it is no-sew. Now, I got the brilliant idea, and I'm going to wind up having to rip half of it out, or most of it out, probably up from to the head, is I'm making another one, but bigger, slightly bigger. And I'm not liking the way this is coming out because I think I need to increase more in this general area. It's practically her, it's still her pattern, but I'm just increasing it to make it bigger so I can have a pair. So that's what I've got. That's what I'm working on. This is what I'm working at with, is the Bernette blanket in black. And that is basically what I have been up to this very discouraging week. It got to the point where I couldn't even, every time I thought about picking up a crochet hook, it was like, why am I even crocheting? It got that bad for me. It's not fun. And this spider is, this current spider that I just made is helping me bring the Crojo back. That's it, Crojo. We got to get the Crojo back because this life stuff is not nice and stuff. So anyhow, that is what's been going on with me and stuff like that. I have been trying to talk my boss into something, and because he was very interested in when I told him about some things that other YouTubers have been doing that we've been watching, me and my husband, and he's almost there. And that is for a YouTube channel for my shop, or well, his shop. I call it mine because I'm there all the time. So, you know, and then I'm dealing with everybody there just about doing, showing some of the repairs that we do, you know, while working on cars, because we do not only insurance work, we also do self-pay work. We also do complete paint jobs. And here, not too long ago, we finished up a 74 Corvette Stingray. And it turned out really, really nice. And I told my boss, I go, do you know that people will watch these videos? And he's like, oh no, they won't. He's terrified of being on video for some silly reason. And then I showed him my videos of what my first video was like and how terrified I was. And it's an ongoing on. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. My son interrupted again. Apparently dinner is done, so that's a good thing. And we're not eating at all godly hours of the night. So anyhow, that's what I've been trying to work on. So we're thinking about, well, I'm trying to convince him to start a YouTube channel for the repair shop, because there's a lot of people out there that like this stuff. So I'm still working on it. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think it'd be a good idea for him to start a YouTube channel for that stuff? Because I will be honest with you, probably the person that's going to be doing most of the filming, me. Editing, I don't know. I'm still learning a program, but I don't know. We'll see. I think it might work, but maybe he needs to pay me more. Who knows? We'll see. All right, guys. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of this channel. Everything for hitting the like and the subscribe stuff. And by the way, before I forget, I just wanted to say thank you guys to my last video. It was my heirloom video with my grandmother and my grandmother's sweaters that my aunts made. And I enjoyed the comments. They were so uplifting and so inspiring, and I appreciate everything that you guys have said on there. I do apologize I haven't responded back with, hey, this, I really appreciate that. It'll get there. It'll get there one day at a time. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful day, and go from there. So I'm going to say goodbye. Big hugs from me to you. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.